Does CS
Yeah, we got to talk about some programming and stuff.
Okay, here's a
hey, it's actually live this time, guys.
Oh, no. Joy. All right, here's the video.
Ryan, hit the intro.
You want to secure your assets.
We can crack the wallet.
Oh, we've done it before.
We've got rigs, character adversary, attribution mode.
With our private keys combined.
Building some kind of blockchain super weapon.
There's just a number of vulnerabilities that are in the smart contracts.
Math. It's probably secure.
They all secretly mine cryptocurrency.
What coin can I trust? Which one is cryptographically secure?
Don't roll your own crypto. CoinSec podcast.
Hey, welcome to the CoinSec podcast.
There it is.
We're only a little bit late. We had to like shake the dust off of the computers and kick the cameras around a little bit. It just
we had to
took
kick a bunch of hackers.
Yeah,
Kick
they
a
just
bunch
had to
of
warm up,
hackers out of
right?
the
Like
account.
to actually start working. So we're here now, a little bit late, but yeah. It's what's up, guys? It's only been a couple months.
Yeah, nothing happened at all.
Nothing happened.
There was no hacks, no government crypto regulations or lawsuits. No one
Any
went
major
to jail.
bets or anything like that? Nothing.
No major bets.
I bet there was no
Twitter
bet.
Any hacks?
Twitter has just been silent. Actually, there's been 0 tweets since our last episode.
Yes, 0 tweets.
And now the flood will come.
Yes, exactly. Now that
we started podcasting again,
yeah,
people can tweet again.
it's weird, right?
All right. Well, now that we're actually live, we can probably have a podcast or something. I don't know. What you guys
We
think.
could try.
We can certainly try. Well, this is episode 76,
What?
and we actually do have a few stories to go through today. We're going to talk about a little bit of not necessarily security-related things right up front. We're going to talk about a couple more like regulatory and just interesting things going on that you might have missed over the last couple months. All right, so the first one is I think it was literally yesterday that the SEC issued a Wells notice to Coinbase. So what is a Wells notice, first of all?
I don't know. What is it?
It's like a
Hey, now drill a well.
Yeah, do you have any water over there?
A formal declaration that SEC staff intend to recommend an enforcement action. What are they going to enforce?
Why do they call it Wells?
SEC, I feel like the SEC is just like kind of just runs around like a fire department. They're just like, where's the worst things happening in the financial space? Let's go over there and sue someone. Let's go over here. They just run around and whack
Sure,
people.
they're not the ones setting the fires.
Well,
Possible.
so Steve sees them as someone with like a bloat or like a blowtorch or something.
Arsonist?
Yeah, they're like, hey, we gotta
going in-
clean this up over here.
A flamethrower. Woo! Yeah. And then they're like, hold on, don't worry, we're gonna put it out.
So this is focusing on certain products of Coinbase. What products are we looking at here? I'm assuming it's the one where you can just send 1 Bitcoin, receive 2 Bitcoins back.
Yes, that's definitely a problem.
Lucrative, Corey. Jesus.
No, I think more staking style.
The staking. They're not registered as like a fiduciary or what. I don't know. Who knows?
They actually just did the same thing to KuCoin. They're suing KuCoin for the same staking reason.
Yeah. I mean, the staking stuff is tricky. I think also subjectively, to get really specific with it, I think that the staking is very risky because the customers put their money somewhere. It's basically like what happens with real banks, which the SEC is fine with, which is that you put your money in somewhere and then it just it's like, 5% APR, 10% APR, and you just hope it goes okay.
Wait,
we already saw
5% APR.
We already saw with FTX though that sometimes the money just evaporates and you can't get your money out of the staking service. So, yeah.
Wait,
Be careful.
Corey. Doesn't that happen with real banks sometimes too?
Yes, but then they get bailed out.
Well, that's right. They have a bigger.
They have FDIC. So it'll be interesting to see where the SEC goes with this, whether they just say to completely take down these services, which obviously will happen in the meantime, or whether long term they'll be able to bring the services back, but like add regulatory or whatever they need so that they can actually be promising customers, 5% APR and it's safe and all that stuff.
Yeah, and this isn't the first time like this kind of thing's happened. Just last month, Kraken shut down their staking service and paid a $30 million penalty to the SEC.
So why not register then for those securities instead of paying a fine and shutting it down? Is there no way for them to do that? Is there no out there?
I would guess it's probably like FDA approval, where like it's just a pain in the butt, and so companies don't want to do it. But I don't really know. That's a good question. I mean, we'll see. It's interesting that Kraken just decided to say, we'll just shut it off, and, like instead of actually.
Well, the big banking industry doesn't want competition. Are you kidding me? Right?
Yeah.
Who's going to bail all of them out, right? Like they need their own bailout fund. If you're going to take from that, that's bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't necessarily think regulation is always bad, but I think that in this case, it's just very unclear what, like the SEC, I feel like should at least give these companies a path forward to, register and be allowed to do this without, without being regular or without just being sued for $30 million.
So in addition to, the SEC hitting up Coinbase, apparently they have also charged the Tron founder, Justin Sun, Lindsay Lohan, and other celebrities in crypto sales over
Not Lindsay Lohan.
Yep, Soulja Boy.
So, okay.
Wait. Did they get both Lindsay Lohans or just the one?
So, okay, if I promote a multi-level marketing scheme, that's okay. But if I promote crypto, like what did they actually do wrong here? Is it like conflict of interest, unbiased interest?
He's accused of concealing payment to celebrities to promote TRX and BTT on social media.
So they said, I'm Lindsay Lohan, and I totally invest in Tron. And I'm not reading this off a teleprompter. I definitely invest a lot of my money in the Trons.
Yeah, the Tron ride at the Disney World is definitely not doing good right now.
I have to imagine that a lot of this is based on consumer pushback to the SEC, right? Like people are like, Lindsay Lohan told me to put my money here, and now it's gone. So you fix it. Like that's my guess. I don't know.
Why can't you look at yourself and be like, why did you trust Lindsay Lohan?
Well, they can't sue everyone that trusts Lindsay Lohan, Ralph.
Did she not say this is not financial advice at the end of her little spiel?
Oh God.
I mean,
Wait, did she? I mean, if she didn't, then
that's what she missed. That's the key thing.
Now, she has the worst lawyer.
Guys, by the way, CoinSec podcast,
not financial advice.
We also never promote. It's not like we're going on the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's not like, yo, buy Tron, man. I heard it's going to the moon, right?
CoinSec podcast arena.
We don't have any. We don't have any skin in the game. Yeah, for the lawyers watching this, if you sue them, just sue Ralph.
And also, congratulations for finding our channel.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Exactly.
All right, so speaking of arrests, crypto fugitive Kwon is arrested in Montenegro. And
I'd rather be sued than arrested if I had to choose.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point, Corey.
Too bad this is an LA Times article because I'm getting paywalled.
So, okay, who knows where Montenegro is? Does anyone know? I think it's in southeastern Europe. Isn't it like?
Spain?
No.
Terraform Labs co-founder. So, is this a HashiCorp company?
I don't think so.
Just kidding.
I'm going to go out on a limb.
Oh man, I can hear the lawsuits hitting the door.
This is the Terra USD stablecoin shit.
They were trying to fly to Dubai using falsified Costa Rican traveling documents. This is like a who's who of where to flee. They also had Belgian and South Korean traveling documents. They took 3 laptops and 5 mobile phones. 5 mobile phones? Wow.
That's a lot of tracing.
You know there's eSIMs, right, guys?
It's only 2 phones, though. So, I mean, they could have went down to 2.
You have your Monday phone. You have your Tuesday phone.
What, that's that Friday and Saturday? No phone?
No phone, yeah.
No, you take the weekend off.
Yeah.
I think they were there was probably tape on the back and it was written burner. Burner number 1, burner number 2.
Interpol has been tasked with arresting him. He was charged in South Korea and issued a warrant of his arrest, including breaches of capital markets law. Don't know what that is, but I'm assuming it's like financial crimes. It was from the Terra USD stablecoin exploding and Luna exploding. So
yeah,
basically he was kind of the first domino to fall, right? Like once Terra and Luna went, then that was like when lots of things broke.
These stable coins are always kind of risky because it's like, well, what backs that? Because you're supposed to peg it to $1, for example, but do you have all those dollars? And it kind of can blow up in your face.
Yeah, the SEC has also charged Kwon, alleging in federal court that Terraform Labs and Kwon offered and sold unregistered securities, including stablecoin, and carried out a scheme that wiped out $40 billion of market value.
Oh.
It was meant to keep a constant value of $1, as we know. It did not do that.
Oh, that's usually the first sign of a problem.
And he was hiding in Serbia for a while. Then he was trying to fly to Dubai. He was going all over the place.
Yeah. Does he have a private jet or was he flying commercial?
I'm guessing flying commercial. I think a private jet's pretty easy to track.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Ask Elon.
Yeah, ask Elon about that. I mean, I guess I can't feel too bad. Consequences, are they real? I guess.
Maybe.
Apparently consequences are real.
Well, what is his consequence? Is it just a fine? Or is it...
I mean, he got arrested in another country. I'm going to assume it's more than a fine. If they have an arrest warrant out, it's going to be more than a fine, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Well,
I think
you
it's...
mentioned stable coins like Luna being depegged and not backed by anything. There's a link in there for Tether. I think that's the only one that's actually backed by currency. Something.
Yeah, so Tether is supposedly backed like 1-to-1 for USD, but there have been rumblings, and whether those are actually, valid rumblings, meaning like, any proof, but that it's, possible that they might not have it all 1-to-1, right? More of a marketing thing, but it's hard to prove because, you'd have to go audit this and, the money's kind of going in, it's going out. So,
well, we're looking at it on the screen. Apparently they're transparent. So if you trust what we were just looking at there, what was that? Click transparency again.
yeah, I don't know.
Like how much they have.
I don't think I really buy that they have $78 trillion sitting in a bank account somewhere, but hey, that's just me.
Yeah.
Like I will say, like, on one hand, I am like, this should definitely be somewhat real backed, but I also got to say, I mean, let's say you invested your money in a real bank, nothing bad could happen with that, right?
Well, real banks don't back their money 1-to-1 either, right?
Exactly. Like, yeah. Like, real banks are required, what, 2%? Something?
It's some like ungodly low number. And then you know what they do with that other money? They either loan it out to other people, which actually they usually don't, because the federal government will give it to them cheaper than they'll make off of that loan.
Yeah.
What they usually do is they just invest it in other things.
I think the only difference is where is all that money going with Tether? Because I can't go buy it. I can't get a house loan from Tether. So like, where does it go?
I don't know.
Do this already.
You think they have just like one big building with all the cash?
So there's their cash equivalents and stuff that they have in reserve. So you can see that they do put some of it into treasury bills and things like that. So like you said, Ralph, they don't actually have it, right?
Yeah.
T-bills. 71% is in T-bills, which, by the way, that's why Silicon Valley went under, because T-bills yields dropped. So, I mean, but again, what else do you pick?
Yeah,
T-bills
I know, right?
are like, if you talk to an investment professional and you say, I need the stablest, most reliable thing I can invest in, US T-bills is that, like, that is what it is. So, yeah, I mean, I think they're doing, I mean, not to endorse them or anything, but I think they're doing what they can. Does that mean it won't crash? No, but it's better than having only 2% of the assets, right?
I think the biggest thing to take away is whether it's Tether or a conventional bank that we've all been to or have an account at, right? They both can fail if you make a run on it, okay?
Correct.
Because there's no
can
way.
depeg.
Yes, exactly. Right.
And I think it's also an algorithmic thing. Like it's very interesting and mildly scary that part of why Terra and Luna failed wasn't necessarily because they weren't backed. It was because of programming issues, right? They depegged partially because of the, issues with that. So it's both. Investing your money in T-bills, great. Having code that actually works when $71 trillion tries to withdraw, that's another thing. Good luck.
Well, they went on to Fiverr and they should have paid a little bit more. That's all,
Yeah, probably. So who else is getting arrested? Anyone? Any other else?
I don't know if there's any other rest, but I mean, speaking of like bank runs and stuff, I don't know if you guys saw there was a rather large bet that was made recently.
Oh, the
yeah.
bet to rock.
We talked
the
about this
betting
in the
ages.
pre-show. This
Is
is
another
spicy.
McAfee bet? Is he back?
Yes,
You know,
yes.
honestly, like I
bet
saw somebody
McAfee's still
tweet that he
alive.
was ahead of his time in regards to this. So
Bo, you run down the terms of the bet, and I'll just react in my extremely hot take.
all right, so it's with all the the banks going under, like SVB and whatnot. Like, there's been a lot of I guess like the idea of hyperinflation thrown around, right? Meaning that banks go under, people take their money out, and then like eventually like you can't pull money out, and so everything gets really much more expensive. So like you go to the grocery store this week, you spend $200 at the grocery store. Next week it's like $400, and then $800, and so on and so forth. Basically, the dollar crashes and things hyperinflate. So, anyways, James Medlock on Twitter, JDC Medlock, basically tweeted, "I will bet anyone $1 million that we will not go into hyperinflation." And that was met with Balaji's on Twitter, who basically was like, "All right, I will bet you the opposite. I will bet you $1 million that we will go into hyperinflation, and also due to the hyperinflation, I will bet you that in 90 days, Bitcoin will be worth $1 million."
But then he actually only bet one Bitcoin against it, right?
He did.
Like he didn't bet. It's not $1 million versus $1 million. It's $1 million versus a Bitcoin. So it's 40-1 odds.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And yeah, looking at this cynically, I mean, this has got to be the stupidest bet of all time from the perspective of the person who thinks that Bitcoin will go to $1 million. I think I would take the bet. I don't have $1 million to throw into a escrow account, but if I did, I would take the bet, because you're talking about a cryptocurrency going to, what is that? 50 times its all-time high or something. You're talking about a cryptocurrency going way higher than it's ever gone before. And you're talking about the largest and most trusted economy in the global economic space collapsing at the same time. So it's not only are you talking about and I guess in some level they are connected, but they're not as connected as I think the person betting them thinks they are. But I mean, looking at it cynically, it is only throwing away 25 grand, which for someone that has a lot of money, that's like what they throw away on their car payment for their like Rolls Royce or whatever. But like, that's just insane to me to just throw that away. Maybe it's for the fame. I don't know. But
we talked a little bit, I think, before about if the dollar goes to zero and you're trying to put it all into Bitcoin, how do you buy it if your dollar's worth nothing?
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. And that's true for every global currency. Like, it's all tied together. Yes, Chinese yuan is different than US dollars, but if US dollars go to zero, you can't, like, the value, you have to have money in other currency. It's just going to come down to, like, whatever's been floating in the markets is the only money that's available. So I think it just, like, there's so much that collapses if the US if the dollar goes into hyperinflation, literally the worst case scenario is that like Bitcoin goes up, because it means that no one can convert in or out. It's just like, I don't know.
So the bet is 1 Bitcoin if he loses.
The bet is okay. So and it's actually pretty interesting watching a friend of the show, Madit, right, is writing the smart contract for this, or someone is,
or he at least chimed in that he would be interested.
He chimed in. So it's funny because they have to actually write the smart contract. Yeah, here is the bet. So you buy the other person buys. Yeah, so it's $1 million versus 1 Bitcoin. They deposit both into this escrow fund, and then whoever wins gets both. So like, yeah. So like, basically, I mean, let's be real. James Medlock is going to get $1 million plus a Bitcoin. So he's basically going to make $25K in 90 days, which ironically, $25K in 90 days is on $1 million is probably not the best interest you could make.
Wait. You think that's bad interest?
25K in 90 days on $1 million?
Yeah. What do you think the interest is on $1 million? You think you're making 10% a week or something?
I mean, you'd make 300. I don't know.
No, wait a minute. The Bitcoin that was put into this bet is worth what right now?
It's almost 5K.
Right. So as soon as this happens, immediately that price goes to what? 1 million. They're saying that the Bitcoin's going to go worth $1 million.
Right. That's the bet.
So
that's
you
the
lose that bet.
But you get the million.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, you lost more than just 20 20,000.
Correct. That's the whole point of the bet. But like again, it's there's multiple ways of looking at it. One interesting thing that Bo brought up is maybe it's just a pump. It's like if I bet one Bitcoin that Bitcoin will go to 1 million, maybe I make 25K in Bitcoin pump over the course of 90 days.
Right, because this is going to be, on the news, and they're going to be like, oh, this guy's crazy. Just like all the McAfee stuff. Like whenever McAfee was like, oh, I'll eat my dick off.
And hump a whale.
What do you say, like 250K?
Yeah.
In like 5 years or something?
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
People.
Sorry.
Oh my god, dude.
That's what he bet.
He did. It's true. True story.
So I think there's a few things, right? I don't know. Listening to the guy actually talk, like he does sound logical. He doesn't just sound like some crazy like crypto bro. It's like, oh yeah, Bitcoin's gonna be $1 million. Like he doesn't sound that. He sounds a little bit more like, I don't know, knowledgeable around investments and that kind of stuff. But I will say it's a crazy bet. Definitely crazy.
I mean, it's just throwing away 25K, which if you're a billionaire hedge fund manager, you do that like 1,000 times a day, right? Like that's your job is to throw away 25K. So like whatever. I mean, but I don't know. To me, it just speaks to like anyone that bets like it's all going to come crashing down. Like I'm always so like, I know it's a bias, but like it's never happened. It's never happened. No economy has ever come crashing down to that level, and we've never seen it happen. So like what will happen? I mean, this person thinks something is going to happen, unprecedented, collapse of the U.S. economy, and combined with unprecedented gains in Bitcoin, which is just
Corey, I did run the numbers for you there on that million, right? So if you made 10% interest on $1 million a year, right? APR. So you made 10%, you put it in a bank, or a bank's probably not going to give you 10%, but let's just say you found somewhere, an investment that gets you back 10% on your $1 million. That is not even really close to what he's going to be getting. So that's 80.
Yeah, it is.
It's $52,000 a year in interest. Okay. That's 10% of $1 million, right? So $52,000 a year, he's going to make $10,000 a month in interest on this. So that's $30,000. So he's technically going to make more than 10% interest off of that $1 million for just the 3 months. So even from an interest perspective, it's actually not that bad.
Yeah, I guess, but for someone that has that much money to throw around, it's not really a meaningful bet, right?
No, I mean, it's not like, this is not where you like go to get your better interest rate. I'm just
like,
saying.
dude, I guess, yeah, it's funny because it's like, but it makes sense. I guess like 40 to 1 odds, I guess. Yeah. Like it makes sense if you're like, if I don't know, the Yankees are playing like the, Class B farm team from Missouri or whatever, everyone's going to bet 40 to 1 odds that they're going to win.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Like, you're not going to make a lot of money.
It's an easy bet to take.
It's an easy bet to take. I agree. If I had $1 million, I'd be putting it into this, but like it's
find a sucker who wants to take it though. There's one.
Someone will throw away the Bitcoin for the publicity. I mean, it's literally and that's another thing that Bo said is it's like buying the spotlight for 90 days or buying Twitter followers because people want to follow along and watch you lose 25K.
Yeah, let's say the Bitcoin is 30 grand, right? 30 grand for 90 days of publicity is not that crazy.
And followers, you're going to get a bump.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how much. I mean, if you start making CNN news and stuff like that, could be easily worth 30 grand, right? So.
For sure. Yeah. So I guess cynically, that's how I'm going to look at it. Is it's just clout chasing. It's literally just clout chasing. It's saying, you impossible bet. I'll bet against you. Follow me on Twitter.
Follow me for more impossible bets.
So simply,
remember,
right.
Like he's actually putting up $1 million though, like the Bitcoin guy, right? So at the end of this, like if in 90 days Bitcoin is not worth $1 million, he is going to be paying out $1 million.
I thought he was just paying a Bitcoin.
I thought he's paying a Bitcoin.
No. He's putting up a million USD. The other guy's putting up 1 Bitcoin.
No,
so
yeah.
Wait. Are you saying that we
changes the dynamic
roles?
Go back to the tweet.
So all right, so
back to
James
the tweet.
Medlock, right? So he says that he bets $1 million that the U.S. does not enter hyperinflation, right?
Yes.
So Medlock has to put up 1 Bitcoin, right? That's all he's got to put up.
Oh.
Okay.
So what? He's saying
Balaji's is the guy putting up $1 million, basically saying that Bitcoin is going to be worth $1 million.
Oh, so he's losing $1 million. Okay, so
He's
this
losing
is
$1 million for a 90-day bet.
So
Oh.
he's giving 40 to 1 odds when he should be giving 1 to 40 odds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this is actually much worse. It is someone just throwing away $1 million.
$1 million. Yeah, exactly.
1 Bitcoin is all you need to get this bet. Where's this dude, man? I'll take your $1 million.
Yeah. How do I get this bet? Yeah. Where do
Look at the comments. Everyone said the exact same thing.
I know.
Everyone's like,
And oh, he's got graphs.
coming in
He's
too.
got graphs. Watch out, everyone. He's got graphs.
Oh,
coming
he's
into this
got
bet too.
graphs.
He's got graphs. See that little downturn at the end? That's the economy crashing. Don't worry about the rest of the graph.
Yeah. Wait. So, but okay, let's just say he wins. Okay, let's say he wins, and that economy, like, it's like terrible.
USDC goes to 0 too.
Yeah,
By the way.
it's ridiculous, dude.
Also, like, arguably, I don't know where this person lives, but like, please describe to me how you're going to buy food and shelter with your Bitcoins.
Mm-hmm.
Just run me through that real quick.
That's actually one of the comments I saw about this whole thing. It was like,
Yeah.
in the event that the US dollar crashes that much, right, that we're in hyperinflation, you're not going to be worried about like buying Bitcoin. You're going to be worried about food and shelter.
Yeah.
And
The other thing that's so funny is like, okay, let's say Bitcoin's worth $1 million. Well, guess what? $1 million is worth nothing. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
right. That's the
What would Bitcoin be worth in El Salvador?
Donald's
Joe?
Happy Meal. 1 Bitcoin.
I mean,
I
dude,
will
El
walk
Salvador, like the global economies, we aren't in a world where one economy goes to 0 and it impacts no one else. That
Yeah.
isn't a thing anymore.
No, I didn't say that. But would it be better? Would I still be able to get something to live on?
No,
with my
because
Bitcoin?
El
And
Salvador
if-
probably gets 80% of their wheat from the U.S. or what. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like, dude, you've played Risk. You know how it goes.
This game is rigged. What I was gonna say too is that in this hypothetical scenario, like, the government is gonna try to step in before it gets that bad. Like, they're gonna do everything they can, right? So you're not just betting that, we're like betting.
It's so
every
funny.
failure. Yeah.
Oh God. And dude, like, people in the comments better use USDT. Dude, 80% of their assets are in T bonds. If you use USDT, it's going to 0.
Just looked at it. It's all in T-bonds.
There is no currency you
There's
can
no
invest in that will be more stable than US dollars at the moment.
Look, there's Moody. Hey, scroll back up, Ryan, a little bit. Right there. See, it says, I'll take that bet and write the contracts to custody and resolve, and also get them out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally just reply to this tweet to receive 1 Bitcoin in 90 days.
Is this
Or I
pretty
guess
much
to
like-
receive $1 million. I mean,
is this like a different a variation on the send me 1 Bitcoin, I'll send you 2 back?
it's got to be a scam. Yeah. Oh man, it's so I guess I get it. Rich people love throwing money away. I mean, we've seen their taste. We've seen their private jets and their horrible cars, their houses with like golden encrusted chandeliers and stuff.
And
But
Twitter.
like, this is just the new way to do it by betting your money away on Twitter. Why buy a Rolls Royce when you can do this? I mean, it's much better.
Way more comments.
Way more. Yeah. No one's going to follow you if you buy a Rolls Royce, but if you start throwing away $1 million on the daily, people are going to follow you.
Oh, for sure.
All right. Well, I think we've talked about enough non-security stuff. Let's get into some hacks. All right. So the first one, Euler Finance hack. So $200 million, March 13th.
Again?
So this is recent.
I feel like I've heard of this before, so I feel like it's an again.
No, not Bueller. Euler. A permissionless borrowing and lending protocol on Ethereum.
Wait. What's a permissionless?
It means anyone can steal all the money. Just kidding.
You don't have permission to look at this? I don't know.
Was the victim of a flash loan attack.
Shocker.
Our favorite.
Whopping near $200 million loss. Hackers stole funds in USDC, wrapped Bitcoin, staked ETH, and DAI. An algorithmic stablecoin maintained by MakerDAO. The hack was made possible by a liquidity issue in the donate to reserve function of the E token. This function was properly burning E tokens, but not D tokens, leading to an incorrect conversion of borrowed assets to collateralized assets. Euler's hacker took advantage of these inconsistencies to create a false impression that the platform had a low amount of deposited E tokens and fake debt due to the fact that the D tokens were not burned. I believe I've seen that this attacker also was planning on returning most of this. I know there was some weird shenanigans though. Like they sent like 100 ETH to like some random account. They sent 100 ETH to the Ronin hacker account.
Trying to
Was this the one where some
throw 'em
dude
off
was
the
like,
scent?
was this the one where some dude was like, "Hey man, I lost all my stuff and I'm just a Link Army guy," and somebody was like, "Oh yeah, Link Army, here you go. Here's $1 million ETH or $1 million in ETH."
I don't know about that, but they did. There was like an event where somebody tried to fish them on the
Yes.
chain.
Someone
that's the one, yeah.
according to this article, it says North Korean hacker tries to fish them.
Yeah,
the
guy,
exploiter of the Euler Finance
group, the North Korean hacking group that hacked the Ronin bridge, right? Whatever wallet was associated with that hacker group or whatever you want to call them, sent them a message that everyone thinks is like trying to fish them. So kind of interesting, like an interesting dynamic, because then it becomes like, all right, well, what if it really was the Ronin hacker group, right? And then they staged like a I don't know, like a fake fish on chain
on themselves to make it look like their
right?
money got stolen.
Yeah, like we need a lawyer.
I think the best thing about this is that the Euler Finance team reached out to the exploiter to say, "You just got fished. Don't open that message." Right? That's like the best.
They want their money back.
They like the Euler Finance team sent on chain a message that said, "Do not try to view the message. Do not enter your private key anywhere. Your machine may also be compromised." To the person that exploited them and stole $1 million.
That's hilarious.
Or however much. What was the total sum? 20 mil?
No, it said 200.
200.
200.
Yeah.
Hundo.
Yeah.
So far, they've returned 5.4 mil. Up there.
Oh,
Just a taste.
just a taste, just a sampling.
There's more where this came from if I don't go to jail.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
And
That's not how the law works. If you give
in
the money
10 to
back, you
20
still
years,
committed.
I'm gonna be a millionaire.
Yeah.
Well, this is gonna be an interesting one to watch. I don't know. Like I know, Chainalysis is watching this one. There's a good blog post in the show notes from Chainalysis, kind of like identifying the different wallets that are associated with it, and how they kind of tracked it to Lazarus Group. But yeah, definitely worth a read if you get a chance.
It's like a bank heist where like they get this stack of cash, right? Then what do? They take it to the grandma's house. They take it to their friend's house. They put some in the trunk of a rental car. They leave that. Like, it's just like, but you can watch it live, like happening on the chain. It's so interesting.
All right, moving on. Let's see what's next. We got another hack. So this one's Poolz Finance with a Z.
Is it
P-O-L-Z.
DeFi? Is it DeFi?
I believe so. 665,000 stolen. Cross-chain Web3 platform Poolz Finance lost. Wait, so this says 390,000. Where am I getting the 665,000 number?
That was the value before they started offloading it.
That's very possible, right?
Maybe just the numbers.
So the attacker. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, run us through the numbers through the hack first.
Yeah. So the attacker first exchanged MNZ tokens through PancakeSwap. The attacker then called the create mass pools function, which was the main issue in the attack. The normal function is that users can create pools in batches, provide initial liquidity, and then create the pools using the create pool function, which records the pool attributes using a mapping. The issue arose with the get array sum function controlling the amount and transfer in token, which was used to establish liquidity in the pool.
Do we think this was constructed by ChatGPT?
The whole attack.
Oh,
I
so
think it might be
check it
the
out. So
pool draining.
So the root cause was actually an integer overflow, right? So this is one of those things that Solidity Open Zeppelin safe math library should fix, right? Yeah, so integer overflow is definitely one of those issues that shows up in audits, and
they turned off
you
the
went
safe
256, which caused the function to return 1.
okay, yeah, so they had an integer overflow. Interesting. We haven't had one of those in a while on here.
How did they overflow uint 256? Wouldn't that be a 256 byte integer? That's like a massive integer. But
it's big, yeah. It's
I guess you're talking about crypto, so you're dealing with big numbers, but that's crazy to me.
Big numbers.
A 256 byte number is like a big boy number.
So lots of zeros.
So
That's-
audit your contracts, people. Use safe math libraries. Don't get hacked. Not financial advice.
Also, though, 390K, not that much. I'm sure their insurance
Yeah.
policy is at least 500.
If they have one.
Right.
Maybe it's a red. I think they're all reds.
All right, let's
It's
talk about
better
some
than-
ATMs getting hacked. So Bitcoin ATMs hacked for 1.5 million. So before we get into this one, actually, I don't know if you guys have started to see these pop up more and more, but I mean, I know Steve, you used one recently. I saw one in a random like gas station recently. I'm like, holy crap! Like it's going mainstream, man. Like all these
what I see mostly is the coin stars where you can put change and cash and stuff like in and buy it at an inflated rate. But
it's so I didn't use it because the rate was like, I don't know, like 5% or 10% more.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
It was a lot more, like
Yeah.
just to use it. So
And do you pay a fee on top of that then, I assume?
I think that's the fee, right? Like you're paying
they take a percentage of the market rate.
Yeah. Like, so the other day, let's see, it was, I think Bitcoin was probably around like 23 or 24 when I went to try to use it. And they were selling it for like 31K. So it's quite the markup. But anyways,
it's volatile, man. The market fluctuates. What are you talking about?
Right. All right. So
run us
General Bytes experienced a security incident on March 17 and 18 that enabled a hacker to remotely access the master service interface and send funds from hot wallets, according to the company and sources. The breach forced a majority of US-based crypto automated teller machines, or ATMs, operators, to temporarily shut down. The hacker was able to liquidate 56.28 Bitcoins, worth approximately $1.5 million, from about 15 to 20 crypto ATM operators nationwide.
So wait, are you telling me that making Bitcoin ATMs puts you at massive risk of being hacked because everyone wants to target someone that's making Bitcoin ATMs? That's crazy.
Weird.
The attacker was able to remotely upload their own Java application using the master service interface, which is typically used by terminals to upload videos.
Oh my God.
The attacker had access to BATM. I don't know what BATM is behind.
Bitcoin ATM?
Oh, yeah. Bitcoin ATM user privileges and was able to access the database, read and encrypt. Oh my God, this is so bad. They actually did it from an ATM. Oh my God. Who made your trust model?
Read and decrypt API keys used to access funds and hot wallets on exchanges.
Wait.
So, okay, this is bad. Like, I've done some kiosk or ATM testing in my life, and they are typically very bad. But this is bad. Like, the fact that they did this, they just were like, oh, yeah, you upload the video to the ATM. No, actually, you upload a new application to the ATM. Like that.
You never know, man.
This API,
They're gonna put Minecraft on there, dude.
Was it JavaScript? Just admit it. Was it JavaScript?
Did it say Java or JavaScript?
It said Java, but I'm like, was it because you forgot it was supposed to be server side and you made it client side?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, this is bad. General Bytes, do not buy their Bitcoin. The other thing that I didn't catch, but I'm not sure. Does this imply that the money was not stolen from General Bytes themselves, but from the actual operators of the Bitcoin ATMs? Like,
ooh, that's a good question.
They're hot wallets, yeah.
Yeah, so it's
So like
if
each
you
ATM probably
one,
doesn't keep the wallet on the ATM.
Yeah,
It's got to be up somewhere, right?
So does that mean
like
that? So all right. So it says that General Bytes has produced 9,505 machines globally, with thousands located in the U.S. So does that mean that this attacker had to target specific machines somehow? Like,
I think so. I think they only targeted like siphoned 51 Bitcoins off of what was it, like 15 to 20 ATMs? Like it was a relatively.
So that makes
small
you wonder:
number.
is it like an in-person kind of thing? Like, was it like all within like the same global region? They just went to like each store and like plugged in a USB drive, and like, or was it a remote thing? Like, are these ATMs on the internet?
Yeah, I think so. It does say the master. It might be General Bytes Cloud Services breached. Yeah. Do not continue to operate your ATM unless you have implemented your solution. Investigate your master and look at the time gaps your server wasn't logging anything.
Oh, I see.
Look for suspicious
so I've got
content.
another article from Sophos on this.
Definitely
got
Java
the
with
actual
the
files there.
doors.
So basically, this is just an API fail. This
Well,
is
look at
like
the WAR deploy, is that not like Tomcat?
Oh
It
God,
is.
yeah, it's exactly
Yeah,
like
that's
Tomcat.
It's straight out of 2006, dude. Like this is one of the old magics. Like this is trivial. Server-side bug, we could trick an ATM server into giving them access to set up a brand new system configuration privileges. The original setup has control over the device. Modern mobile phones forcibly wipe the device when it's set up. However, this path let them start from scratch and didn't neutralize the previous data. So like you take over the ATM, now it's your ATM and you have access to the hot wallet.
Nice.
Man,
Wow.
that's
Driving around, finding these things, taking them over, and transferring money out. Wait,
I mean, this is like
so did we find? Was this remote, or did they physically have to get in front of this thing?
Well, so what this says is that they tricked this ATM server into giving them the new setup page.
I think
So-
it's remote. I
Yeah.
don't think you had to be in front of one.
Okay,
They
because
they found there was a video upload interface, which was probably exposed to the internet because who knows where your ATMs are coming from. You can't use LoRaWAN or like you have to just, I mean, you don't, by the way, that was sarcasm. But like, yeah, they found the interface. They started poking at it. I mean, this seems like a great example. What is the General Bytes bug bounty program? Because they only got 1.5 mil. I feel like they could have paid out that much or more for something like this. 'Cause this is massive.
Hey, if you click on that YouTube link I put in there, there's how to get to the administration page of the ATM in that video. It's basically the configuration of how to set up that BATM terminal. Scroll up to like 349.
just watching a video of.
I don't know. This looks pretty sketchy.
Yeah, this is looking
No.
super sketchy. Here's
Yeah,
the-
are you scrolling forward, Ryan, to 349?
Oh God, what did you find, Steve?
Where'd you find this?
It's an unboxing of the Bitcoin ATM.
Oh,
Ah.
Yeah, so then you can
Wow.
see how you can
Okay.
get to a terminal there and type in. I wonder if that's actually how they got.
I mean, I don't think so. I think it was remote.
it's pretty wild though.
Interesting. Okay.
Why couldn't they put the management interface on like a VPN or something like that? You know.
Okay, I see.
Because of failing traditional security.
Yeah.
Exit.
I mean, definitely
This is
traditional
the
security is the
basic
thing that would
menu.
have
I
saved
can
them here.
change
This is a
languages.
simple API thing.
Here.
Yeah.
And,
I just wanted to see that. I didn't know what the menu looked like. Wondered if there
This
was
looks
somewhere to
pretty
upload
old.
images
Yeah.
from there.
Okay, first
Probably.
enter my.
I don't
guess.
think they needed access to an ATM. I'm pretty sure they just did it remotely over
Remotely.
the internet.
Yeah.
I would think so.
Which makes you wonder if like Shodan has some like.
Oh, it
databases.
probably does. Yeah.
Guarantee.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's an API thing, right? So what
Yeah.
they did was they found the API that was vulnerable. Then they started basically using the API to take over individual ATMs one at a time,
Mhm.
right? So like they're
What?
going after because they found they can upload and then basically assume the wallets and DB of a single ATM, and then they're just doing that rinse and repeat, same technique.
Yeah.
They find another API, they exploit it, they take it over, they take all the Bitcoins, then they find another API. Yeah. I mean, this is just a traditional security fail. You don't allow the internet to access your APIs if you're a Bitcoin ATM.
No.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
It's like the first step of security. Like the security person working at this company is probably just, I told you so.
Well,
I
they
told
also,
you so.
they also wrote it in Java, so you can tell the programming age in here.
Yeah, I do think it's interesting from a marketing perspective. Like, if you are a Bitcoin ATM company, isn't the first thing security? Isn't that like the number? Like, if you're trying to sell this device,
No, the
If-
first thing is making money, Corey. We
but
know.
doesn't that like if let's say I'm a 7-Eleven,
Yeah.
okay? What Bitcoin ATM do I buy? If I'm choosing which Bitcoin ATM to buy, I'm choosing based on security. That's just me.
Slurpee coin.
Slurpee coin.
Wouldn't I care the most that like whoever buys, because everyone that bought a Bitcoin from one of these ATMs in 7-Eleven is going to come back to the 7-Eleven and say, your machine gave me cryptocurrency and now it's gone. And it's your fault.
Yeah. I
The,
don't know.
the crypto coin melted because it was Slurpee coin. Okay, I'll leave. Bye.
I'll see myself out.
All right, that's the end of the show.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, let's keep moving on. We've got 10 more minutes or so. Well, we started late, so
Yeah.
we can go a little longer. Okay, so crypto hackers served via NFT. So I thought this one was kind of interesting. So now I want to hear your guys' opinion on this. All right. So a federal judge in Florida has ruled in favor of a plaintiff who sued anonymous hackers and issued a formal notice of legal action via an NFT.
We talked about this when it happened, right?
Yeah,
I
and
remember this.
So they legit served the hacker who stole about basically $1 million worth of Tether via sending the wallet associated with the hacker a notice via NFT, which
So,
I
but
believe.
I was going to say, do they know who it is? I guess they do.
No, they know the wallet that's associated with it.
That's it, though. They just said, the judge basically said, okay, this is fine. You've subpoenaed them. We still don't know who they are or how to get the money back. But
And it's going to
good
accrue
job.
interest as well until it's paid in full.
Wait. So don't you think they're gonna have to find them though? I think that might.
Yeah, that's.
I mean,
that's
it's like
that's gonna be
issuing
a
a warrant
problem.
for. It's like issuing a warrant for someone's arrest that is never going to enter the
John
U.S.
Doe.
ever. Yeah.
Yes.
John Doe
I
owes
mean,
this
it's
guy $1
very
million.
interesting. Like, if this
You
guy's
got him.
grandma finds his computer and it just starts like logging, like logs into his computer and like accesses the wallet, like, is that going to put her at risk? Like, does she become the owner of the wallet? Like, can we make? Okay, hold
I
on.
think
hold
it's
on.
interesting.
Get the Netflix people in here, because here's an idea for a movie. You're just a regular old person. It's like The Fugitive. You're just a regular old person. You open up your buddy's laptop to watch some, sports ball, and then you click on his, folder. You open up what's this NFT app? You open it up. Then the FBI kicks down your door the next day. You are on the hook for this because we subpoenaed and charged the owner of the wallet. By accessing the wallet, you're now the owner of the wallet. So it's like you've inherited these stolen funds and you have nothing to do. You're just like, and then obviously it goes into a buddy cop vibe. They go to Miami, they drive a boat across to Cuba. I don't know. Who knows? I'm just spitballing.
Oh God.
All right. Well, got a show for you. Okay. So the next thing, Microsoft adding built-in crypto wallet to Edge. That sounds
we need
cool.
that.
They're adding a wallet to the browser, like natively.
I mean, so Brave already has it, so they're just trying to copy Brave.
Oh, okay. How does that work? So do you just like import a key and
It's like the equivalent of having like
No, you just use your Microsoft account and it adds your passphrase.
stores your backup keys in OneDrive?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Your
what could
seed
go
phrase?
wrong?
Actually, you
It's
can
super
have
safe.
ChatGPT to make them.
And then anywhere you log in the browser, your wallet's just there magically?
Yeah, you're just like at work.
Yeah.
Oh, this sounds
crypto.
awesome. Can't wait to fish some people that have their wallet tied to there.
Just unlocked and open.
Oh my
I
God.
recently did that blog post about why the browser is a terrible place for this kind of thing. And I just like to say, if you put your money in your crypto wallets in the browser, you're asking for it. That is basically like putting a big sign on your computer that says, please hack me. If you're going to do that, if you're going to do this, I understand why you would for convenience, but please, for the love of God, run a good antivirus. Don't try to download crack software off the internet. Don't do it.
Oh,
And
what am I going to do? Pay
But I had
for
to
it
get
for
that ARB airdrop, and to do so, I had to
Yes,
install this
dude.
new extension.
it? Dude, no one's got this license key, and I need it.
right? I can't pay $30 for ExpressVPN. I got to go find a crack. Yeah. I mean, that's really just, please, if you're going to do this, be
I
very
actually am
careful.
dying to see the Linus Tech Tips video to see if
It was exactly what I said.
Yeah,
It was exactly
but I just want to see was it what were they downloading? Were they downloading some like you said,
No, so
malicious
we
stuff?
can talk about that. It is crypto adjacent. So Linus Tech Tips got hacked. Their channel was basically hijacked and used to send they start a live stream. They first of all, they changed the channel name to Tesla. Then they started a fake podcast or a real podcast of Elon Musk talking about cryptocurrency.
Oh, dude,
but the link in the podcast is sending to basically a crypto scam that is send me 1 Bitcoin, I send you back 2 Bitcoin.
Dude, this has been happening for years.
It happens. It's happened to a lot of YouTube creators, and it's funny that it's a pretty low complexity attack. How the attack happened, this is based on the video. That's all I've watched is the Linus Media Group video. Basically, the attack happened because one of their people who has access to the YouTube channel downloaded a sponsor agreement, but it was a zip file. It got scanned by Google Drive as clean. The zip file was .pdf.exe. So basically, open up the zip file, check out this PDF. The PDF's actually an executable. The executable runs. People assume whatever. That stole the browser cookies. Then the browser cookies on Google, on YouTube, the browser cookies, there's very little new device detection. So they're just using the cookies just to do all the stuff. All in the back end. Changing the password doesn't reset the cookies. Like, Google sucks at managing these cookies, and they actually did get called out by Linus Tech Tips, which I agree with. You need to do new browser detection. You can't just have you have the cookie, you can do whatever you want. You can change the name of the channel without any additional auth. Like, that's insane.
Does Google have any conditional access policy stuff that they implement?
They have no conditional. So Google doesn't have any new device detection for cookies, which is, at least on YouTube, a massive fail. Because dude, every enterprise app has this. Okta has it. Microsoft has it. Like, I'm sure Google has it. They just don't implement it on YouTube because they think of YouTube as like, what are they going to watch? What are they going to watch some videos? But but YouTube is the whole creator's livelihood, basically. I mean, it's the same, but the same. It's the same hack that we've seen a lot of other times. They promote crypto scams. I guess from the crypto side of things, if you see a YouTube channel where Elon Musk is streaming and there's a link to a crypto thing, it's not real. It's not
real.
But this time it's real.
So, all right, I do have one question about this. Outside of, the crypto piece, right? From the detection or prevention, what do you think that they could have done better?
So, and they mentioned this. Number one, I think user security awareness. You can't blame anyone, and they're not firing or taking like action against anyone. But like, you like, if you download a zip, check the extension before you execute it. Don't assume it's fine because zip says scanned by Google. That doesn't mean anything. The other thing is, from a detection perspective, I don't know.
Did they have EDR?
So no,
Did they have like an actual like security software suite to like, we know that it gets way more advanced than like what you can just buy.
Unknown.
Right?
It is.
Like,
it is not.
I mean, or what like a regular consumer would buy. Like it gets way more expensive too, but it's significantly more advanced and at detecting stuff just like this.
I don't
think
think
it can't detect everything.
So I don't know. They didn't mention that. They did mention they could improve their security control. So like, I think, reading between the lines a little bit, I think they may actually, I think they may want to revisit that, like to get, but my thing is like looking at Stealer malware, which I've done quite a bit of research. Most of the Stealer malware, like Redline, Vidar, all the popular ones that you can buy for $100, all of them get detected by Defender. Like, all the instructions for this say disable, number one, disable Defender. So basically, what I'm not sure, is it more complex Stealer malware that doesn't get detected by Defender, or does this user not have Defender? I mean, that's scary to think about. But I agree, like, traditional security, traditional security is still very important. But yeah, I commented on the video and it got like a ton of upvotes, so you can probably see it on there. But basically, it just said like they were very transparent about what happened, and also they like I said I think it could happen to anyone. And
racing out of bed for a front row seat to my
I feel bad for the person that had to edit the video.
Linus Tech Tips.
Linked,
but toasted.
Anyway, it's a tough.
The good news is that
it'd be funny.
We're back.
It can happen to anyone. It's happened to a lot of other creators. It's happened a lot. So
and definitely interesting just overall. But I think to your point, I just don't think YouTube implements the kind of security that's probably required for people who have millions and millions of followers, and that could actually be affected very harshly by this. Making the presumption that everyone has like, very small groups or that there would be minimal effect is not true. And Google does have some blame. If there's not a checkbox that they weren't able to turn on, then we have to ask questions about that. Just that minimal. With
the biggest thing is like that. Yeah, and like, and it's funny because like reading the comments, people figured out what it was in like 6 minutes. Like people, like everyone knew what it was because it's happened to other YouTubers. So like everyone figured out exactly what happened, and like they were actually the audience was paying super chats to have like notices in the live stream that said like, this is a hack. This is a hack. Like, I thought that was really funny. But
Oh my god. Anyways,
yeah, no, I
kind of cool, kind of sad for them, but
oh yeah, there I am. You just had to scroll. Oh, you stopped.
Of course.
you
it's
scrolled for like the last 3
It's
minutes.
just funny
and
that you
missed
scrolled
it.
until you hit it and then stopped. Basically,
And then you're like, no. Let's go to the
basically
top.
all
And then
I
gave
said
up
was
'cause I didn't
just
see it.
all I said was that it can happen to anyone, and that is the truth. It has happened. It can happen. What really matters is how you do react. So,
Yes.
but anyway,
All right.
you
moving on.
did it again.
Where? Oh, there you are.
Oh, there it is.
It's so funny.
Oh, he's so famous. Corey's so famous. He got
Guys,
upvoted.
look, I'm on TV. Should I edit my comment and say join the CoinSec podcast?
Yes. like all the viral tweets and stuff.
I should
go,
do it.
like,
Edit.
This is getting a lot of
Edit.
attention. By the way,
Edit.
here's
Watch
my
the
here's my
CoinSec
SoundCloud,
podcast.
guys.
Oh my god.
This comment
Shameless
featured on
plug.
CoinSec podcast.
Yeah.
You should edit it.
We'll do a deep dive on what they already talked about.
Great. All right. All right. So we got a couple more stories. Let's try to get through them real quick.
Knock
So
'em.
Coinbase, there was a wallet issue. Let's see. Coinbase wallet and other decentralized crypto apps were found to be vulnerable to red pill attacks. There's got to be a logo for this. I hope there's a logo.
There's got to be a blue pill
Oh,
attack
God.
too.
Who's
Kind of.
making these
yeah.
attack names?
How?
Can we just go back to like CVE 2023?
A method that can be used to hide malicious smart contract behavior from security features. Okay. So I think this is the one that Zingo reported, right?
Yeah, is this Talberry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Security researchers at Zingo Wallet have discovered this issue. Let's see. So the wallet, the Coinbase wallet, were vulnerable to this new attack that allows smart contracts to hide malicious behavior during transaction simulations. This causes the user to believe a transaction will be safe and allow it to continue, only later learning that the smart contract stole their assets. So apparently, there's security protections in certain wallets that they found an issue that you could bypass.
I mean, that's pretty interesting when you think about it. It's like you're attacking the user's perception of what you're doing. You're saying like, what you're approving is this, and then it's actually something else, right? Simulating the transaction, which is good advice. We tell people, simulate the transaction, look at what approval is actually going through, how's it going to work. But if you can modify what that looks like, that's terrifying, right? Because
Yeah,
how
and I
would
mean-
you even know?
Oh, so we've talked about like how bad MetaMask is for a long time,
Right.
Because of like the illicit or the consent grant, that kind of stuff, like where you or token approvals, because it historically didn't tell you what you were doing,
And you
It's just
can't
like,
read
oh, yeah.
through it. Yeah, it's just like
but they've gotten a
random
little
data.
better. They've gotten a little better now, where it does actually tell you like, beware, this will access all of your NFT if you click approve. So it actually does give a little bit more. And I'm guessing this is the same thing here. So.
Same
And actually, like
attack,
you can
but
kind of see
now
it
fixed.
in one of the screenshots. It says this: the transaction appears incorrect as you're receiving less than expected. See that? Yeah. So
That's
like
what
a swap.
it should look like. That's what it should look like. But
Right.
then they were able to modify that somehow. Interesting. Yeah, and it was in a lot of different wallets. It's not just isolated to Coinbase.
Yep. Yeah, Rabby wallet, Blowfish, Pocket Universe, Fire extension, and unnamed extension.
I don't always install unnamed extensions.
But when I do,
But when I do, I make sure it's loaded with malware.
Especially for my wallet. Yeah, can't wait to. Yeah. All right. Anyways, moving on. BitGo wallet zero proof vuln. So the Fireblocks cryptography research team found a vulnerability in the BitGo implementation of the Ethereum self-managed wallet. If exploited, the vulnerability allows an attacker to steal the secret share held by the counterparty, BitGo or the client, in the TSS protocol. Attackers can bypass all security measures, gain access, and steal all the funds from the wallet.
So the proofs are just missing? Like, why is the zero knowledge proofs just gone? That's what I don't get. Extract the private key share from their proprietary HSM. Oh, okay. I got you. You're literally just saying, like, give me the crypto key and I'll just do it on my own. I'm going to bypass your entire wallet.
Yeah.
Cool
Well,
find.
another wallet issue.
Yeah.
You know, I think between these two issues, it's a good, I guess, like point to make. Like, make sure your stuff's updated, right?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I will say these are great examples. Both of these were not exploited in the wild, but found by security researchers and fixed before they could be exploited in the wild. So, like, on some level, the bug bounty situation is working,
Mm-hmm.
or at least in theory is working.
Yep.
Last
right, last-
article.
last story.
De-anonymizing.
Good.
We're
Good.
going to dox
this.
you, Bo.
Take us out, Corey.
Here's what you can do. On OpenSea, you can find all of Bo's secret NFT accounts that he doesn't have at all. And you can do this via cross-site search. It's almost like cross-site request forwarding or
Cross-site
something.
search? What?
When exploited, the issue allows for de-anonymization by linking an IP address, browser session, or email in certain conditions to a specific NFT and therefore revealing their identity based on one of those factors, right? So I guess if you use non-attributable IPs, a non-shared wallet, and it's burner email that doesn't tie to you, you're okay. But a lot of people aren't going to do that. So this is a totally traditional web vuln caused by iframe resizer. Misconfiguration allowed cross-site search to exist. So they patched it. It's okay now. I think the whole de-anonymizing thing is pretty interesting. And it's also the blog, the release is by Imperva, which is a traditional Web 2, I guess. Like, I don't know if they do Web 3 stuff, but they're a traditional security provider in the web space. Like they do web app firewalls and stuff like that. So I think, yeah, I mean, the de-anonymizing thing, I mean, a lot of people use NFTs as their profile pictures or things like that. Like there is a lot of public sort of announcements of what NFTs people own, but this could be interesting, right? To see, I'm sure that this got exploited. Well, did they say if it got exploited before it was discovered? Who knows? But
Software versions. What software versions would you get by clicking the link?
probably the browser,
Yeah, probably.
like Chrome version.
Fingerprint stuff, right? Traditional fingerprint stuff from a web request.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's interesting for sure.
So if you are trying to hide your activity on OpenSea, use a VPN. Use
A burner email.
burner
Burner
emails.
emails.
I mean, I really, and we've said this on the show so much, but like, if you reuse your email between your NFT account, your OpenSea account, and any other accounts, don't do that, but expect many fishes now, because your email could have been leaked. So.
All right, well that's it for this week. Glad we got back, guys, and got to do an episode. So hopefully we can make it happen again next week.
Wow. Lofty goals.
Yeah, is it that lofty?
We can do it.
Come on, we can make it happen.
I can do it next week. I'm free.
He's free.
Steve's, he's retiring soon.
Yes.
Well, it's what is it? It's B-sides next week too.
Oh yeah, Saturday. Yeah.
Well, we almost accidentally started streaming to the B-sides channel, so that was
Could
good.
have been B-sides 1 week early.
Besides CoinSec.
B-sides CoinSec. We got him.
All right. Well, here's to watching hyperinflation and the bet. See what happens there.
Right? I know.
Yeah,
I
we'll
need to get a Twitter. I need to
We'll
get
do
a Twitter.
a bet update next week.
Bet
update next week. More like in 90 days.
Yeah,
we gotta do it every week.
Every week we got to talk about
thing.
whether we think it's actually going to happen or not. You know,
We should make some graphs of these people's
We should
Twitter
make some
followers.
internal bets of
Internal
like,
bets.
How kids actually get.
We should make a derivatives market for their entire bet, for their bet, like bet on the bet.
Fractal betting on their
Fractal bet.
their bet.
If you send us one bet, we'll send you 2 bets back in the mail.
We're betting.
All right,
on
guys.
that.
Well, it's been fun. Go subscribe, like videos, that kind of stuff, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.